Good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy Sunday, it's the best day. Happy Sunday, it's the best day. Good morning to you, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. All right, you all know what time it is. It's 5:30 in the morning. And welcome to the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. Thank you guys for tuning in with me this morning. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here with me on this Sunday morning, and I am forever grateful. I am stoked for today's show, and man, let's go ahead and get started. Is all I need to say. All right. So, thank you guys for tuning in on Facebook Live this morning. As I stated before, you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here with me. And for that, I am forever grateful and happy for your support. My name is Marisha Morris, and I am the host of this awesome show. I'm originally born in Chicago and raised in Chicago as well. And I am checking in from Chicago today. You never know where I can check in from. Sometimes I'm all over the place. So, yes, just sit back, relax, and stay tuned. So, the question is asked, what is the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay? Well, this is a platform that was created to engage an audience worldwide with thought provoking questions and to encourage open dialogue to gain insight on multiple perspectives on a question. Today is day 15 for the Breakfast Show, and this show will be in effect for the next 15 days. So, welcome again, and I hope that you join the journey with me over the course of time. Just side note, it has been 2 weeks since I have been committing to this breakfast show and all the hard work and all the energy that have gone into this. I am grateful, forever grateful, for this platform. So the next part of the show is when we do mental check-ins. They're real quick. They range on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of your life and 10 being the best day of your life. Rainbows and ponies, of course. So when you do a check-in, you are checking for your mental health. How are you feeling at the start of the day? And of course, the number can change throughout the day because, excuse me, you may start on 1,000, but you drop to like 50, then you drop to like 20, then you drop to like 10. You can also be off the meter. You can be higher than the range, below the range. You could be in the negatives. You can be above 10. You could be a 20, 25, whatever that you prefer to do. As I mentioned and stated before, some people are at 1,000. I know yesterday I was on 1,000. So what I'll go ahead and do is go ahead and give you my number for today. And I am a 10. I am ecstatic to get my day started today. I have a very productive day ahead of me, and I am just glad that I was able to get started with the breakfast show this morning. That is why I am a 10. I am happy. I'm in my happy place. I am stepping outside of my comfort zone. I have many reasons to be happy right now in this time in my life. So I just want to give gratitude on that. Let's keep moving. Moving on. So the question for today is going to be, what would Black churches look like if they were taught more Black history? Hmm. Let me ask that question again. What would Black churches look like if they taught more Black history? Okay, I just want to take a moment to think about that. What the question is asking us. What are the topics being discussed in the question? That's what I would like to do and like to think about just for a moment. and then I'll go ahead and answer. I know I'm pausing for the calls. All right, let me go ahead and answer this question. Let's take a moment to dissect. Dissect. Okay, I am an aspiring doctor in the making. I'm just practicing. The roles churches, the roles of churches during the most prominent times in our lives, shall we? So I got three different times in history that I covered. The first one is slavery. During the time of slavery, the bridging, there was a bridging of a gap between north, the northern African Americans and the southern African Americans as well. And a majority of the southern African Americans, they had just recently became free. Both parties relied on the church. The southern African Americans needed the church more because they needed to establish a new way of life and getting accustomed to the mindset of being free. Education was an essential in the rise of African American literacy. And in 1800, it was only at 5% because we're going back to the thought of the Southern African Americans were just becoming free. So we wasn't able to be educated at that time or anything like that. So education became a key thing that the churches implemented. Excuse me. Years later, it grew to 70%. Look at us excelling. But let's give a standing ovation of clergy leaders and the CHURCH. Can we say church? Okay. Then the next time that we look at black churches during the civil rights movement, did y'all know that during the civil rights movement, the church was very pivotal? They were also the background of the movement and a safe haven for our people. That provided our people with the opportunity to meet neighbors, friends, family in a comfortable environment where they didn't have to live in fear. Some of the only places people of the African descent felt free. Hosted mass meetings, were meeting points for rallies and marches, and provided much needed emotional, physical, moral, and spiritual support. These churches gave the community strength to endure and ultimately to succeed in gaining equal human rights for every American, regardless of color or creed. Pause for the cause and stand up for the clergy leaders and the CHURCH. Can we say church? And now, to the present day, black churches' focus has changed slightly in some ways, which is pretty general. However, there are many forms and denominations of religion. So churches today have other focus than to be teaching history, because the black church is history. Because the evolution of the black church has evolved since starting back during slavery. Stop, drop, and bring it up for the clergy leaders and the CHURCH. Can we say church? Churches today need to remind people of all that they have done to pave the way to make their trail in history. If Black history was shared with the congregation, they would appreciate the church, the clergy, and the other things that the clergy have done to make it happen. I myself conducted the research regarding the Black church and expanded my horizon of three things: what I knew, what I learned, and my perspective changed on how I view Black churches, of course. That's all, folks. Sharing is caring. So I hope this answered the question: what would Black churches look like if they taught more Black history? I'm getting ready to open up the floor so you guys can respond to the question of what would Black churches look like if they taught more Black history. Okay, go ahead and open that up for you all. And also, I realized that I didn't give everybody else an opportunity to check in. I know some people have checked in. Appreciate that. Definitely. I always want to know, you know, we got to get that in. So just open the floor for a moment. Just taking a moment. Let me give me a drink of water. I've said a mouthful. Get my water. All right. So thank you all for your responses. Awesome. 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 Well, thank you for sharing. And that is the close of our show. I will see you guys tomorrow on The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. Have a super Sunday and stay tuned later on for our lunch boost. You know how we coming. Thank you all again. And y'all have a super Sunday. See you tomorrow.